was going to jail because God told me he was going to jail.
Have you ever been in one of these Diddy parties?
Yes, I have. I sat in Store Monroe 4 years ago and said that man was an S-trafficker and he was using the business to S-traffic young women and men. I said all, but when I pray for something, it always comes true. And I prayed the same prayer for Sean Carter.
After Diddy, now Jay-Z is allegedly arrested for involvement in Diddy's notorious freak-off parties. As one of the most influential figures in music and business, his reputation and legacy is at risk.
Y'all better get ready. I knew between the two Seans, go for the weaker one. Go for the knees. And I told Sean Carter, you are so closely tied to Diddy.
I mentioned that he was going to jail because God had told me so. Have you ever attended one of Diddy's parties? Yes, I have. 4 years ago, I sat down with Saint M. Rott and revealed that the man was a human trafficker who was using his company to traffic and...
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing free. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
We need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
Both young ladies and men. I understand what you're saying, but when I pray for something, it always works out. I prayed the same prayer for S.E. after Diddy, and now that Jay-Z is reportedly in jail for his alleged involvement in Diddy's infamous freak parties, one of the...
As a close friend of Jay-Z, what was your reaction to him opening up about his infidelities in the Family Feud video.
Yeah. I mean, that's what music gives you the power to do. And I think that, you know, once you're ready to share it with your fans in the world, then nobody could judge it. You know, they have to accept what it is. And I thought it was dope.
Were you surprised?
No.
Did he put it out there?
No, I wasn't.
No.
I was surprised about Lemonade, but I wasn't surprised about...
You were. Why were you surprised about Lemonade?
I mean, I just didn't see it coming. It was just like, I remember it was a Sunday, and it was just like, whoa.
Right. You didn't see the album coming, or you didn't see what was in it coming?
I didn't see anything. I think like the rest of the world, and I think it was genius. I think Beyonce did a great job, and she tackled something that a lot of women have had to go through, and also Jay on the other side, he did what he had to do. And most importantly, their family stayed tight and together, and they were able to weather the storm. And that's a shining example of a couple that stays together through the good and the bad.
Yeah.
The most important people in music and business, his legacy and his reputation are in jeopardy. I told Sean.
I tell my wife, I tell my kids, we are not Sean P. Diddy Combs or Sean Carter Jay-Z.
Right.
One day my son, he was like 19, he was like, yo, Dad, look at this. I look at it, he got Dr. Dre's son on a private plane, you got Jay-Z, he was like, this is how the sons are moving now. I said, well, you ain't moving. Right. Because we ain't got the.
No, you're right.
So stop looking at them and stay the course.
Right here.
Stay in your lane, because a lot of it could be women too, but a lot of men lose themselves not trying to keep it real with themselves.
One of the more concerning allegations is that Diddy reportedly liked to record his freak-off parties, which could mean that footage exists implicating other celebrities.
So this just in, authorities have reported exactly what evidence they found against Diddy, and it's bad. So don't forget to subscribe by hitting that button down below, like this video, and leave a comment, because I read every single one and I learn a lot from you guys. So it was just discovered that rapper Young Miami and 50 Cent's baby mama, Daphne Joy, were on payroll for Diddy as adult workers or traffickers. So it's confirmed that Diddy was partaking in criminal activities, and feds are now seizing evidence to build a case that could put Diddy and his associates away for a very long time. 50 Cent reacted to finding out his baby mama was involved and said, quote, "I didn't know you was an ex-worker, Joy, you little ex-worker, LOL, yo, this is a movie," end quote. It was also revealed that rapper Young Miami was delivering bumps of to Diddy via private jets. So this confirms that Diddy was trafficking both, and it's not looking good for him. Court documents are now putting on blast a ton of other high-profile people that were involved with Diddy, and the list just keeps getting longer and longer. And me and 50 Cent think one of them has to be Jay-Z. Diddy spoke out and said this was a witch hunt against him, but an officer with the Department of Homeland Security denied that, saying, quote, "We believe that there is a disturbing history of trafficking. We're responding to concrete, detailed, explicit allegations. This is not random. We didn't choose his name out of the hat. We had allegations that we're following up on."
Sean Carter, you are so closely tied to Diddy. We got the infamous Jaguar singer. Because I knew that between the two of them, go for the weaker one, go for the Ned. Jaguar Wright has made bold claims.
All right, folks, got a special edition for you today. We're going to be talking about P. Diddy Combs and how he's going to bring down the entire music system, and even more than that. This is the beginning of a massive avalanche, a cascade of people that are going to be coming down, whether you like it or not. I know, I've heard through the grapevine, I got my contacts. People are very nervous right now. They're not talking with each other. It's like freeze mode. Nobody knows what to do. And I got people in the Hollywood circle that I talked to. And it looks like this is it. This is it. This is what's gonna take down everybody. I'm with Rosencio Perez, who actually worked, you worked with MTV, correct? You were a producer, and you worked on Vote or Die with P. Diddy.
This is the MTV mic flag, and all of a sudden there's footage surfacing from those days of when Diddy was doing Vote or Die, which was obviously a voting campaign in which he was promoting the Democratic agenda. Now, of course, back in those days, I'm in music, television. I'm wondering what the heck does artists and Democrat and politics have to do with one another? And all of these years later, you start to see how a lot of those same people that were in my orbit those days are still in the limelight, and there seem to be a lot of connections between them and a lot of exposing that is happening right now.
Claiming that Jay-Z is equally involved in the contentious activities surrounding Diddy. Jay-Z apparently...
So one TikToker recently went viral after claiming that her mom, who was friends with Jamie back in the day, told her about Jamie hosting basketball games with other men.
He used to have these things called butt-naked basketball games, okay? He would invite over a lot of like Hollywood's elite to his house for a basketball game, but it was men only, and they would be like, oh, we're just gonna and play basketball. It's like, oh, haha, let's get naked and play basketball together, which is weird.
So according to this TikToker, Diddy was also allegedly a regular at these parties alongside many other high-profile industry men.
A lot of your like favorite celebrities were there, including someone who may or may not been married to someone who was drinking that lemonade.
So the TikToker just implied that Jay-Z was in attendance playing basketball with Diddy and his friends.
Apparently followed Diddy's lead by attending these exclusive events, which attracted a star-studded crowd. Interview Jordan at the moment, Claudia Jordan. Don't ever bring up my mother's name. She brought it up yesterday while discussing...
I wasn't in the ad because of Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like what is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with M, because like with Nori was, he had communication. He said, yeah, that's why I talked to the big homie. He was saying to Jay, he was telling me, you know, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without 50. Right? And I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I start looking and I go, oh, that's your big homie, right? And so he imaged himself after a gay painter. Big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going with
So
this.
now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, that's not mine, that's theirs, they are, right? But when you look at, M is looking at the entire legacy.
Discussing why others are scared to approach you. For example, you were Corey's Jay-Z girlfriend and she was Diddy's lady. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia, due to Diddy's exposure of Jay-Z and other prominent people, Jay-Z is currently facing significant legal issues.
Guy went to prison in the whole 9 yards. But it's a story that talks about that, how Jay-Z was in the car with him when he got arrested, and, you know, he didn't get arrested. So more than likely that meant that, in my experience, if you're in the car with the cops raid, they take everybody that was involved. So that tells me that Jay-Z wasn't involved with that activity.
Got it. At least at that time.
That they knew.
Right.
And usually the DA, they watch you, and some of them when they're not lazy.
But what is it like in the world, like if you rap about selling and about how you were selling, but you weren't selling, that can't be looked upon well. If you're lying and you're making up a fake persona.
It shouldn't be.
Right.
It shouldn't be. Back, in the 90s when rap was supposed to have been authentic, people wrote their own lyrics and that stuff, it was a little different than the way it is right now. Now, people can write your lyrics, you can steal people's names, you can steal their verses. It's just totally different than the way it used to be, You can buy your way to the top now. You know, you don't have to have talent necessarily. The most talented guys are not the guys who are running the industry.
A lot of the talented guys are producers too, right? They can kind of make anybody famous.
Yeah.
If you have some talent and a look.
And you go pay the right producer.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of examples.
Because music is, you know, music is programming. You know,
Right.
you hear the sound and you like that sound. And that's why we hear the same sounds over and over on the radio, because it's the same producers that are producing.
Diddy is allegedly preparing for the fallout by saying that no one can judge him and that he is not guilty, even though he has acknowledged that there are rumors about him. Interview. In light of these incidents, rapper Fat Joe allegedly distanced himself from both Diddy and Jay-Z, declaring that he's not like them.
I like that, man. That's a good top 5, man. You already know I got Tupac in my top 5. He number 1. I got Jay-Z in my top 5. He number 2. You a fan of Jay-Z?
Jay-Z. Puffy. Yeah. I don't even talk about weirdos like that. I never liked them anyway. Jay-Z was a coward when Pac called him out and he didn't answer. I knew any man call you out as a man and say you's a you and everything you love and you don't respond, I'm cool, bro. Cool. Don't wait till the died and say you the, and then like my man Nas said, Rockefeller died of AIDS, and that's who you chose to name your company. You couldn't even come up with your own Carter Records. Come on, man. You want to be a demon folk. That's what's wrong with them, man. They kiss to the wherever they get and find out it ain't nowhere. He's a zero still. And yeah, I said that. And I'm broke. So saying who you got.
And you saying Jay-Z, is you only saying that because he had beef with Tupac, or it's more to it?
No, it's based off just that. Nothing. I never met the dude. I don't like. I'm talking about from a entertainment fan point of view. He's garbage to me. I don't with nothing he do. I never like it, and I never have. And it ain't got to do with nobody else. That just I don't. I style certain. See. What they say, first impression, you can't get it, you don't get a chance. So if I see first time meeting or whatever, I move on that. I'm gonna pay attention to that. If you know, that's just how I get out. I tell it something, I mean it.
So you feel like Jay-Z music is garbage?
No, his music is entertaining. Do he lit it? Have he done it? No, it's garbage in that aspect. How you gonna? That's garbage to me. All he living is talking they ain't never did or done, never will do. That's garbage. Cause you're a puppet. You're painted on. Use a fake tattoo. They get to wash it off every day and go home and talk to the devils.
He enjoys filming his wild parties, which might indicate that there is video out there that shows other famous people. Interview. There is a lot of conjecture that Diddy, in an attempt to shield himself.
According to the blind items, Foxy Brown has allegedly been paid an annual lump sum to keep her mouth shut about things that she knows about Jay-Z. But according to this new blind item, she might have to go under oath in the Tupac trial, and will Jay-Z let that happen? The rumors are this former rapper, who now makes her money via an annual payment from a permanent A-list rapper for keeping her mouth shut, is actually going to have to open said mouth under oath. Will the permanent A-list rapper allow this to happen? And again, this allegedly Foxy Brown and Jay-Z.
Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.